Hello, conscious investor, and welcome back. I'm your host, Julie Hawley. For over 4 years, I've paired my background in real estate investing, education, and coaching to create powerful content for you each week. This podcast is where we take a holistic approach to investing by focusing on 3 ingredients to a life of personal freedom: health, mindset, and wealth. We'll talk about everything from passive investing through syndication and how to use your retirement accounts to boost your investing, to mineral balancing and gut-brain health, and into topics that cultivate your inner strength and resilience so you can thrive regardless of any of life's current events. And yes, those are all episodes currently available and linked in the show notes below. Join me each Monday for a mindset episode and later in the week for an interview with expert investors and health professionals so that you can experience your greatest health, strongest mindset, and build the wisest wealth. Welcome back, or welcome to the Conscious Investor Podcast. I am your host, Julie Hawley, and I love Mondays. I absolutely love these days where you and I get to hang out, conscious investor, and dive deep into substance and meaning, tangle apart different concepts, and really grow internally so that we can show up to the world powerfully. Today, we are going to talk about staying forever young. But before we do that, I just want to remind you that I am on a mission, but it's not a personal mission. That's why this is called The Conscious Investor and not The Julie Hawley Show. This isn't about Julie Hawley. This is about something so much bigger. And while I deeply value financial freedom, it is wonderful and it is definitely worthy of pursuing. What I've noticed over the years is that so many people have a singular pursuit of chasing after financial freedom and ultimately bankrupting the best parts of their life. It makes me really sad. My goal is to emancipate people from the shackles of chasing financial freedom so that they can live into the fullness their DNA pre-qualifies them for. Because our greatest life, it's not contingent on our net worth. And when we're in our last days, we're not going to be worried so much about the money. We're going to be more mindful of the impact that we have left behind by the life we've led. Yes, financial freedom is important and it's beautiful and we should strive for that, but not at the sacrifice of the other meaningful parts of our life that we are created for. So, conscious investor, as this show resonates with you, I want to encourage you, please share this show. I can't do this alone. It's not the Julie Show. It's the Conscious Investor Show. And if that resonates with you, then please be an ambassador and help spread the show to your family, to your friends, to the people that you care about, that you think are going to benefit from this show. All right, forever young. Let's go ahead and dive into that. I remember when I was I don't know, maybe around 6th grade or so, dating myself, there is the song Forever Young, and just takes me back to a very specific era of my life. And it's interesting because, people are always chasing after the fountain of youth. I see all these weird things on social platforms about these facial exercises to do so that you can still look young, and all these moisturizers. There are all these ways that people are trying to make their exterior shell look forever young. It's kind of weird if you think. Superad Steve points this out all the time. He's like, it's really weird when you see someone and they should look like they're in their 70s or 80s and they don't. So that's kind of a weird dichotomy, right? And don't worry, it's not limited to our physical exterior shell. We take collagen, we do all these other things, we take all these supplements, fish oil, and all these things, right, to care for our joints and our brain health. And we do things to our internal being as well. But it's still part of our physical shell that houses our soul. What is it that we do for us as humans to internally keep us forever young? Because I've told little Miss her entire life, beauty flows from the inside out. So let's just say youth should flow from the inside out. So what are some of the hallmarks that keep us young? This is what I discovered. I was thinking about how I used to build with Legos with my guy. When he's about 3 years old, 4 years old, we used to buy the little Lego sets. And we'd have the instruction manuals out. And I was trying to teach some business principles. This is where some of my parenting was definitely very misguided. I thought that I could control my children and make them into superhumans, whatever that meant. Like, how would I have known if they were supposed to go into XYZ business or what have you? But there we were. It was a lot of fun though. And we were building Legos, and he'd be the company that would hire me as a manufacturer. I would source out, the different resources that he needed to build the product. And so I'd put the little pieces on the page, the instruction manual, and we would build. It was so much fun. And during those early years, right? You bought the kit, you got to see on the package, this is what you're building, this is what it looks like in the end product, and you gain experience. So you start to understand this part does this, and if I use this block, I can do that. And there's this understanding that is growing through that experience. And over years, we ended up with quite a large quantity of Legos, right? And so he ends up with this entire, just bins and bins of Legos. And I think that's the best thing in the whole world. He would play with his Legos for hours upon hours and build. And when I'd go back in later in life, when he was older, and I would be this sorcerer, I'd be like, he'd occasionally invite me to come build with him, which was such a privilege. So I'd go, I'd hang out, I'd build, and he would tell me, he has a zero picture in front of him now, but he would tell me, I need this type of part, and I need a 2x2, I need this little random part. He could tell me exactly even these really odd parts, exactly what he needed. In his mind, he could see what he was building, and he could communicate to me what he wanted. He had developed experience in the early years of how the parts interact and play off of each other and what they can do as individual blocks, so that he could extrapolate and create his own. And really, this is the essence of staying forever young. During our early years of life, we gain a variety of experiences. And a lot of those experiences are directed experiences by the world around us. We probably go to school, we have parents around us, we have adults around us that are guiding and facilitating this experience of life so that we can understand, how does life work? Now, like conscious investor, you and I know we learn so much more as we venture into adulthood on our own. But wow, I'm grateful for the scaffolding, that basic experience to understand this is how these pieces work in life. When we grow up, so let me double down on that, right? We gain understanding and experience while we're young. The secret sauce to being forever young is to continue to build with the curiosity. So now we can be more like my son. When he extrapolated, he took his knowledge and his understanding and his experiences, and he used that to create something of his own. He followed the curiosity and the wonder. If we want to stay forever young, it really is that simple. We simply need to stay in that zone and to say, what did these past experiences qualify me to create moving forward? How can these pieces of life play off of each other to create something else? Because as we engage and extrapolate in that curiosity and that wonder, we will unleash that forever young youthfulness that from the inside out that can never, ever be taken away. It really is that easy. And that's all I've got for you today, conscious investor. I thought, let's just keep it fun, light, and a little bit playful, because I'll tell you, I know those last few episodes, I've given you some serious challenges. Here's something else I like to keep simple: investing in commercial real estate. I love keeping that as simple as possible. In fact, I love keeping what I call vanilla, boring investments in our portfolio. Because you know what? I just don't need any of the excitement. That's not fun for anybody. And if you're following the investment space right now, that's not a fun place to play. So I like to keep things very, very simple. So if you're interested and you would like to you'll receive a free download for syndication made simple. Just text the word easy, EASY, to my number 208 944 1836. When you text easy to 208 944 1836, I'll send you syndication made simple. Basically, how do we crowdfund all of our investments? In fact, one of my favorite investments right now is that we now have 208 units in the assisted living sector. I just love that space so much, and we've been so effective at it. I feel like we've cracked the code and we're able to really support our investors with strong returns while supporting this demographic in a very powerful way. And no, the way we optimize the businesses doesn't displace people. It actually creates a powerful, beautiful living environment. And I love that. Talk about winning big. So make sure we keep things simple. Let's make sure that we live with curiosity and wonder, that we repurpose all of our experiences that we have and our understanding to create beautiful things moving forward with our life so we can stay forever young. Until next time, cheers to your health, your mindset, and your wealth.